Welcome to the Daily Easy English Talk, the podcast where we explore strange, mysterious, and true stories from around the world, always in clear and simple English. Today's story is one of the most bizarre medical mysteries in history. It's about a woman whose very body seemed to turn toxic, a case that left doctors confused, hospital staff sick, and scientists still searching for answers. This is the story of Gloria Ramirez, also known as the Toxic Woman. Chapter 1. A Normal Evening Turns Deadly. It was February 19th, 1994, in Riverside, California. A 31-year-old woman named Gloria Ramirez was rushed to the emergency room at Riverside General Hospital. She was suffering from advanced cervical cancer, and that evening she was short of breath and very weak. The medical team quickly got to work. They gave her oxygen and tried to stabilize her. At first, it was just a normal emergency, one of many they had seen before. But within minutes, something very strange happened. Chapter 2. A strange smell in the air. As nurses and doctors got closer to Gloria, they noticed a strange smell. One nurse said it smelled like garlic. Another thought it was more like ammonia. But what shocked them most was what they saw next. When a nurse tried to take a blood sample, she noticed that Gloria's blood had an oily sheen. And not only that, it also gave off a strange smell, like chemicals. Moments later, that nurse collapsed. Then another nurse fainted. A doctor became dizzy and had to sit down. More and more staff started to feel sick. Some were coughing, others had trouble breathing. 5 people were taken out of the ER and needed emergency treatment themselves. At that point, the hospital declared a hazardous materials situation. They evacuated the emergency room. Gloria Ramirez was left alone, surrounded only by a small team in protective suits. Chapter 3. The Death of Gloria Ramirez. Sadly, just 45 minutes after she arrived at the hospital, Gloria Ramirez died. Her cause of death was listed as complications from cervical cancer. But her story didn't end there. What happened to the medical staff who treated her? Why did they faint, get sick, or collapse after being near her body? And why did her blood smell like chemicals? Chapter 4. The investigation begins. Because of the mysterious symptoms, scientists from the California Department of Health were called in. They interviewed hospital staff, examined the ER, and tested the air, but they found no sign of any dangerous chemical leaks. No chlorine, no gas, no broken equipment, nothing. So what could explain it? Was Gloria Ramirez's body really toxic, and if so, how? Chapter 5. Theories and Questions. At first, people thought maybe the hospital was covering up a leak, or maybe someone brought in dangerous materials by accident. But no evidence supported that. Then came a strange theory. Could Gloria Ramirez have used a substance on her own body that caused a chemical reaction? Some scientists suggested that she may have used dimethyl sulfoxide, also known as DMSO. It's a chemical found in industrial cleaners, but sometimes used at home for pain relief. In the 1970s and 80s, some people used DMSO as a kind of miracle cure, even though it wasn't approved for medical use. If Gloria had used DMSO, it might have entered her bloodstream, And then, when doctors gave her oxygen and electric shocks to stabilize her heart, the chemical could have transformed. One theory said it turned into dimethyl sulfate, a highly toxic compound that can cause convulsions, fainting, and even death. Could that explain what happened to the hospital staff? Chapter 6. Doubts and Debates. Not everyone believed the DMSO theory. Some said the science didn't fully support it. Others said the symptoms didn't match exactly. There were also people who believed the hospital staff suffered from mass psychogenic illness, a kind of group panic. Basically, one person faints or feels sick and others follow because of fear and suggestion. It's happened before in schools, offices, even military camps. But here's the thing. The staff at Riverside were trained professionals. They were used to emergencies and strange smells. They had never reacted this way before, and some of their symptoms were physical and serious, including liver problems and breathing issues. That doesn't sound like panic. Chapter 7. The Aftermath. After Gloria's death, her body was placed in a sealed aluminum coffin. She wasn't buried for over 2 months. Her autopsy was delayed while investigators tried to figure out what had happened. In the end, the official report listed her death as natural, due to cancer. But the mystery of what happened in that ER remains. Chapter 8. Who was Gloria Ramirez? It's easy to forget, with all the science and mystery, that Gloria Ramirez was a real person. She was a mother of 2. She was kind, warm, and full of life, even while battling cancer. Some believe she used DMSO to manage her pain because she couldn't afford other medicine. Others think she never used it at all. Her family still questions the story. They want answers, not just theories. Gloria didn't want to be a mystery. She didn't want to be remembered as the toxic woman. But the events of that night changed everything. Chapter 9. A case with no clear ending. Even today, nearly 30 years later, scientists still don't fully agree on what happened. Was it a rare chemical reaction? Was it mass hysteria? Was it a mix of both? No one knows for sure. There is no single proven answer. But one thing is certain. Gloria Ramirez's story continues to fascinate and confuse doctors, scientists, and the public. Conclusion. What do you think? So what do you believe? Can a person's body really become toxic? Can a simple household chemical turn deadly inside a hospital room? Or is there still something we don't understand? Thank you for joining us today on the Daily Easy English Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, and leave us a review. And always remember, some of the strangest mysteries come from real life. See you next time.